Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com.
But the thing is, it will require the password, and since we don't have the password for EC2 user, so we have to manually copy the key. Okay, we have to manually copy the key. So let me just print out the id rsa.pub. Since I mentioned I will be using public key, right? I'll be using public key. So we have a clear idea what we are doing here. We have a clear idea here that I have created private key and public key. Now I am going to send my public key over my clients. Okay, so I'm just copying this particular key here. Okay, I'm just copying this particular key here and just try to add inside your .ssh authorized key. Okay, so I mentioned the client will contain that key in some file. So this authorized key is nothing but the same file. Okay, in that file, just I am just adding my public key. Okay, so now my slave one already have my public key. Okay, slave one have my public key. Let me see if my slave two is is it running or not. So if it is running, I'll be able to log in into that server. If not, yeah, it is running. So let me try to check if I can take a login to this particular server or not. So let me just raise this console. So I have created three machines. One is master and two are slaves. Okay, so I am just trying to take entry of my third slave machine. Okay, now here let me just give the name here again. So what is the command for that again? Hostname ctl set hostname, and what is the hostname? Ansible slave 2. Okay, you have to just use sudo, and yeah, this is how like it will be named as Ansible slave 2. So I do have three servers ready, and you will be able to see that this is my particular slave 2, right? Now since I mentioned, let me repeat one more time what we have done until now. So we went on your master node, we just copied a public key and we pasted that public key inside your slave machine, and where you have to paste, you have to place inside .ssh authorized key. Okay, so here you have to paste it. So once you paste that key, okay, so yeah, let me just add a proper key here. So what I'm just copying my master's public key inside my slave nodes, inside authorized file. So that's it. Once you save that particular file, now let me show you some magic here. Now when I say SSH root SSH EC2, let me show you that. See, this is my Ansible master. This is my Ansible master. This is my slave, right? So let's try to connect slave one first. Okay. So I am just taking this IP address here, and I am not connecting from my host machine. I am connecting from my Ansible master. Okay, I am inside my Ansible master, and from here I am trying to connect to my slave machine. So this is my slave machine one. So let me just say SSH EC2 at the rate this one. Now you will be able to see when I am saying yes, it did not ask me for any key or it did not ask me for any password, right? So by default, if I fire hostname now, you'll be able to see I am now logged into my Ansible slave one. Okay, so this is called as a passwordless SSH. So now you will be able to see that I am directly able to log into my slave machine. Okay, you will be able to see here you will see the changes. So this is Ansible master. I am trying to log into this particular slave and you are able to log in. So this is the basic authentication that we need to set up. Uh, Let me check if that is same working for your third machine also that we created, right? So let me just try to connect to that third machine also. So let me just copy this particular username as well as the public facing DNS, and let me just try to see if I can log in to my slave machine without using any password. So I'm just trying to use I'm just trying to, yeah, so it is working for me, right? So this is how you have to set up the passwordless SSH. Now you might be thinking, if I create a 500 machine, then do I have to do all this thing manually? No, you don't have to do this thing manually. When you create your instance, whenever you create the instance, there is one option that you can use. Okay, so there are two ways actually. So in production, what they do, they create the machines and using templates. So that template already have the key of your Ansible control. So using when that are created using this AMI, customized AMI, it will have your key. It will directly have your key, and your Ansible master will directly able to communicate. The next thing what you can do, let's say if you want to, don't you want to use that particular AMI or the customized key, while you go ahead and select, you do the configuration, no, you have to just mention in this particular configure instance, there is one field which says user data. So here in user data, you can write one small script, which will be a bash script, and you can with that bash script you will be able to add the keys. So whenever this particular instance will be created, it will automatically have your key of your Ansible. So this is how it will be automated. Okay. For now, I just have the two servers, so that is why I have mentioned how we can do it using manually. Okay. Now, once this thing is clear, okay, once this thing is clear, we have installed this thing, and we have seen how Ansible authentication and authorization happens. Now, let me show you one more thing here. The difference between authentication versus authorization. So, what is the difference between these two terminologies? So, authentication means nothing but, let's say, you have some Facebook account. So whenever you add your username and you give some password, so first thing Facebook will do is to identify if this user is present in my database or not. Is this user valid or not? Is it present on my database or not? So that is nothing but your authentication. So that means if the user is available or not is the authentication. After that, let's say there are two types of user. So let's say one is admin user and one is normal user. So admin user will definitely have more privileges. So authorization means how much access to the resources should that particular user have. Like admin user will have more authority. So that's why it is called as authorization. So authorization will be based on your roles, your permissions and all. So authentication is nothing but is the
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
user valid, and authorization means how much access should I give to that particular user. So this is the basic difference between your authentication and authorization. Now let me show you so this is how like we have set up a basic setup for your Ansible authentication and authorization, like how the Ansible is gonna authenticate to your client machine. So my since I have shown you like how my master is now able to simply connect to my client machine. Okay, so my master can directly connect with my client machine, so there is no password needed. So that is done. So we have covered till this like authentication and authorization. We have also installed Ansible. So let me show you one important thing here. Okay. So as I had mentioned while we were checking this particular diagram. So as I had mentioned this thing to you that let me just open the diagram for you. Yeah. So here I was saying that user can directly communicate with your Ansible engine. Okay. So I was saying user can directly communicate with your Ansible machine without writing any playbook. So that is nothing but using your ad hoc command. So what is ad hoc commands? What is ad hoc commands? Okay. So ad hoc commands are nothing but, so what is ad hoc command? What is ad hoc commands? So this is nothing but users can directly directly communicate with Ansible to perform some task, perform some task, and without using or writing any playbook. Okay, so without using any playbook, user can write some commands. So add a command. Now you will be able to, you will say, we are already learning about playbook, we have seen all those things, inventory and all. So why do we require, why do users require this ad hoc commands? So reason is simple. Let's say sometimes I don't want, let's say if you want to reboot some 10 servers, so for rebooting, so why it is needed, why ad hoc commands, okay. So let's say first use case as a reboot. So let's say you want to reboot 10 servers. So in that way, when you want to reboot 10 servers, you won't bother to go back and write a playbook for just to reboot 10 servers. Next thing can be, let's say you want to just start one service and you want to start some service. So, and this is not a recurring task and you want to do it just once. So in that scenario, why would you go ahead and write a playbook? Okay, so it can be achieved using directly on a command line base. Okay, so start a service on, let's say 10 servers. So 10 server, 100 servers, whatever. So using that ad hoc command. So what is the ad hoc command? User ad hoc command is a command line utility by using which users can directly communicate with Ansible to perform some task without using or writing any playbook. So that is it, very simple. And why we are using ad hoc command? So when I want to do some task that is very small, or I just want to do one task and I don't want to do multiple tasks at once, so in that scenario I would be preferring the ad hoc commands. Okay, so let's go ahead and just learn how do we achieve this thing. Okay, how do we achieve this thing? Okay, so let me just open this particular thing here and let us learn what is the Ansible ad hoc commands. Okay, so let me just see if I can add up some more points here. So we have already seen the particular syntax and we have seen the installation. We'll be shortly seeing how to configure the inventory. There is a dynamic inventory also, and where is that ad hoc commands, right? So as I have mentioned, right, ad hoc commands are nothing but a piece of software or command line utility that you can use to perform some task on your Ansible client without writing any playbook, right? So how does this ad hoc command will work? Okay, so it has, you have to provide it in some particular syntax. Okay, so we'll be able to see this once we write some ad hoc commands. Okay, so first thing is Ansible. So I am telling to use Ansible binary. Next thing is pattern. So I'll explain this. What is the pattern? Once I explain you what the inventory is. Hyphen M is nothing but module. So we have discussed what module is. Module is nothing but a piece of software, Python software code that is provided by Ansible, inbuilt Python software code that is provided by Ansible to perform some task. So I'll be providing some module here. And hyphen A means arguments. So what arguments that are required to while you are providing some module. So it will be more clear once we see some hands-on. Okay. Now what is this pattern? This pattern means let me quickly just show you how the inventory file will look. Okay. So as I have mentioned that inventory file is nothing but your what you say, the list of all your clients, right? List of all your clients. So let me just show you how the inventory file can look. Okay, so you can simply create any file. You can create simply any file. Let's say I am creating, let me create one directory here, mkdir test. Okay, let me go inside my test directory, test. Let me create one file here. Okay, I'm just creating one file, inventory. Okay, in this particular,
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
inventory file, I'm just adding the IP addresses of my list. So we have already seen this thing, right? Like what I mentioned, inventory file is nothing but a file where you put all your Ansible clients, IP, right? So how you can write? So simply you can just add up your IP addresses of your machines. So where is my machine? So let me go inside my machine console again. So let me go inside EC2 here, and here you will be able to see that, okay, here all those machines are listed. Okay, all those machines are listed. So let me just copy the IP addresses. So I'm just copying this public IP address. Okay, I'm just copying this public IP address and I'm putting in my file. Okay, I'm just putting inside my file. So this is my first IP, and let me just copy my second IP address. So this is slave 2. So let me see, I have copied 217.3, that is the IP for my second instance. So let me just copy for my first instance. So these are like IP addresses of my public IP addresses of my client machine. So what I mentioned, client inventory file is nothing but a list of hosts only, right? List of hosts or IP addresses. So I'm just mentioning IP addresses, nothing else. Okay. So if I cat this inventory file, you will be able to see that I have just added the IP addresses of my host. Okay, you can give any name in front of it. So now the next thing is, so we were discussing ad hoc command. So how to write the ad hoc command? So let's say I have already created the connections, the passwordless connection. Let's say I want to test the connection if the connection is ready or not, right? I want to test if all my nodes are available or not. Okay, so as we were discussing here about your why ad hoc command. So let's say if I want to test connectivity for all my servers. Let me see, I want to test if all of my servers are up or not. Okay. So simply you might be aware that there is one module called as there is a command called as ping. So what happens whenever you will do this particular ping command, so what happens, it will go ahead and send some packages to your client machine, and if client machine respond, that means your server is up. So for that, ping command is famous, like everyone uses that command. So if you check, so as I mentioned, Ansible modules are like predefined files, right? If I check, if I go inside these Ansible modules, okay, if I go inside my Ansible modules, you'll be able to see if I search here, if I search ping now, okay, if I search ping, you will be able to see that there are lots of ping modules that are available. Okay, net ping, NX ping, so many ping modules are available. So these modules are nothing but your inbuilt Python file that is provided with your Ansible itself. Okay, and in the example section, you will be able to see how to use that particular thing. Okay, what it will do and everything is mentioned. So let me go ahead and let's write our first ad hoc command. Okay, let's write our first ad hoc command here. So how to write ad hoc command? So it is pretty straightforward. So what I mentioned, first thing is Ansible binary I want to use. What is the next thing? Next thing, I want to provide my inventory file. So that inventory file is present in my current working directory. So this is my current working directory and this is my inventory file that is present here. So whenever you want to specify your inventory file, you can do that using your -i command. So I'm just providing -i and I'm just providing inventory. So just use this inventory file while communicating with my host. Okay. After that, in this inventory file, I want to communicate with all the nodes. Okay, so that's why I'm mentioning. So we have not seen how the inventory file looks in detail. So that you will be seeing after this particular ad hoc command demo. But for now, let's assume I want to execute this command on all the nodes. So that is why I'm mentioning all. In my inventory file, just perform this task on all the nodes. Now, what is the -m? -m means your module name. Now, what is the module name? Module name is ping. If I do this particular thing, if I run this particular thing, so it is asking me I want to connect or not. Okay. And now if you do this thing, you will be able to see that now you are directly able to check the connectivity. You will be able to see it has successfully fetched this server and it is able to see that ping pong is successful. Correct. ping pong is successful. It has also checked in a second server and it is giving success as ping pong as successful. So this is how, like, this is the basic example how you can use this particular command. So let me repeat one more time what I did. I am trying to use Ansible binary. With that, I'm using -i. Why I am using -i? I want to specify the path of my inventory. By default, what happens if you don't specify anything? It will use this particular file which is present in etc cat etc. So etc is the configuration directory, Ansible, and here you will find something like host. Okay, so this is like a default file that is present that it uses. Okay, but since I don't want to use this file because I have created my inventory file in this particular directory. I don't want to use the default directory. So that's why first thing is Ansible binary. -i means inventory file. So where my inventory file is? My inventory file is home ec2 user. After that, there is one directory test, and inside that I have my inventory file. Okay, so that's why I am specifying Ansible -i, and then I am specifying where my inventory file is. After that, I am pressing -m. -m means again module. Which module I am using? I am using ping module. And what are all nodes that I want to perform? So I want to perform on all the nodes. So that is known as all. So I am just pressing enter, and you will be able to see that it has successfully fetched the servers and it is performing the ping pong operation.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Now, so what is this particular? So I had skipped this pattern. So this pattern means nothing but on which server you want to perform those particular tasks. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some basic stuff here. Okay, let's go ahead and do some basic stuff here. So let me show you some basic example, like how this particular ad hoc commands are useful. Okay, how these particular ad hoc commands are useful. So it is pretty straightforward. If you can check here, so let's try and install. We have just checked the connectivity, right? We have just checked the connectivity using ping module. Okay, so let me just so all these particular parameter like modules, yum module, service module, copy module, and command module. Okay, so all those modules I'll be discussing inside your working with popular modules in Ansible. Okay, so for now we have just fired one simple command Ansible. We have given inventory file. We are saying just perform this on all the nodes and just perform this ping operation on all the nodes. Now let's say, so I was mentioning you can install the package also, right? I was mentioning you can install the package also. So how to write that? Ansible. So I am using Ansible -i inventory. I want to use inventory file. After that, which model you want to use? You want to use you want to install some packages, right? So how you can check that thing? How you have to go to here and you can search if there is some module. If there is some module for yum. Okay, let me search. Yeah, so it is showing me some manages packages and all. Okay, so if I click on that and you can just go to your examples and you will be able to see that there is one module name as yum. Okay, there is one module name as yum. Okay, that you can use. Or else let's go and check if we how the other modules are named. Okay, how the other modules are named. So let me go ahead and in Ansible, let me just open the version 2.9 because I am using 2.9 version here. So let me just say Ansible module 2.9. So if I search that, I'll be able to see the modules for my 2.9 version. Okay. It is still showing 2.8. Let me go ahead and module index 2.9. Okay. So now I am inside my modules. So let me search here. What is that? Let me search here yum. Okay. So you will be able to see. So they have created a module index. So you will be able to see there are like lots of modules like command modules, files modules, net tools module, network modules. So currently what I want this packaging module. So let's go ahead inside the packaging module. Now here there are lots of packages that package managers that are available, like pip package manager, npm package manager. But for now I am running my commands on Linux. So let me just go ahead and yum package manager. Okay. So you will be in example section, you will be able to see that how to use this particular module. Okay. How to use this particular module. Okay. So now let me go ahead. So now we will be thinking that, okay, in example section they have given something like a playbook, but how do I understand like how to write the ad hoc commands? So that is also possible. You have to just make sure that you add up ad hoc command here, and you will be able to see that it will open up one new page for you, introduction to ad hoc commands. Okay, this is all official documentation that we are using. You want to go to manage packages. Okay, and in manage packages you simply got the ad hoc command that you want to use. Okay, you have to just change some parameters here. So now for now I'm just using this particular command. So let me just copy this particular command here. And how I want to fire this command, let me just fire this command here. Okay, and let me change some parameter. Okay, so what I want to run Ansible, and what is my inventory file? So I am saying -i inventory, so that is my inventory file. What is my module name? My module name is Ansible built-in.yum. Okay, so from 2.9 they are using this kind of thing, Ansible built-in.yum. Okay, so I am using my yum module. Now as I had mentioned, -a is nothing but your arguments. So what all argument I can give, what all argument are present, and what I can give. So that is all available inside your documentation itself. So if you check here, and if you go inside your yum installer. Okay, so let me just open a new page and say yum module Ansible 2.9. Okay, if I search that, it will open up one page for you. Okay, and in here you will be able to understand what kind of uh, things that the choices it accepts. So let's say if I write state, so in front of state I have to provide something like absent, installed, latest, present, removed, something like that. So I'll explain you what these things are. Okay, but I have first told you like how you can check, like in front of name what you can give, a package name or a package specifier like version, httpd1, something like that, right? So I'll be just using the two parameters here as an argument. So first thing is, so I want to install the http package. So I'll be giving here httpd, and state is present. So there are lots of state. If you check here, there are lots of state on the web page. If you check state here, let me find the state here. So you'll be able to say you will be able to see that you can check the state here. Okay, so you will be able to see when you want to, what does mean by state. Okay, so name is state. Let me search the state here. So yeah, so this is nothing but your state, right? This is nothing but your state column. So what does it accept? It either accept absent. So absent means when you want to uninstall that package, you will say absent. When you want to install that package, you will say installed. When you want the latest package, then you will say latest. When you want to check if that package is present or not, you can say present. Okay, and when you want to remove that, you can say remove. So these are all like they can use parallelly. So since I am just installing that package, so I am just saying name equal to httpd and state equal to present. That's it, nothing else. If I fire this particular command, so it is asking you the following argument are required, and what it is saying pattern. So here you can clearly mention, you can clearly see that while I specified my inventory, I did not provide where I want to run this particular command. So all means I want to run I want to install this http package on all my hosts. Okay, if I run this command, now you will be able to see that it is showing you some error, right? It is showing you some error. This command has to be run using root user, right? Yeah, definitely. You might be aware when you want to install some package, it should go ahead and you should become some root user. So how this will happen on your client machine, that Ansible user must have the uh, sudo privileges so that he can install the package. So here I am just adding one more parameter that is known as --become. So this become is nothing but becoming a root. So hyphen become is like becoming a root. So in previous term, what we see, this command has to run under root user. So that's why I am adding some hyphen become, and you can check this in the help section. You will be able to find that hyphen become is nothing for used for becoming a root user on your, or a privileged user which can install a package. So let's run this command, and you will be able to see that it will perform something. Okay, so you will be able to see in verbose mode also you can do that thing. Yes. So you will be seeing that there is some color code. So if you are seeing this yellow color code, that means something has been changed. So what has been changed? It has installed all these packages for you. Okay, so these are like a dependencies, and this is like your httpd package. So it has installed on both the servers. So this is my first server and this is my second server. So this is how ad hoc commands are really useful when you want to just quickly install some package. Okay. Now, this is one example. We have used -a also here. So, and we have understood why we are using all. Okay. In upcoming section, I'll be explaining more about this parameter when you want to specify some specific group that you want to target. Okay. So now let's, once we have understood, what is ad hoc command and how to use this ad hoc command. So this we have to we have learned. Okay, that is fine. The next thing is first of all, understanding what is the.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.